Hey, happy Monday. This is for the YouTube audience. All, none of you, one of you, three of you. I don't know. Who's out there? If you're out there, shoot me a message. Let me know you're using these. All right? Cool. We're going to get started in about a minute. All right, so looks like everybody's here. You guys like these big messy workouts, don't you? It's funny. I have some people, that if I put more than 5 exercises on a board, they lose their noodle. They can't function. And then I've got you guys who thrive on 50 exercises. So yeah, this one's going to take a few minutes, but we'll get going with the yoga in a can. Don't forget those ankle circles. Nice little moment of focus there. And enjoy this. I don't know how many times we're going to get through this. This is maybe you're only stretchy. Oh yeah. But in terms of, not using weight, not getting in trouble with some of the injuries we have, common sense can often be a good guide, but sadly there's not a lot of that in this industry. The single leg deadlift, one arm row coming up next. Doesn't need to be loaded. We can just do the unweighted, we used to call a tippy bird, or single leg inverted hamstring at one point. When I think about all these names. I was writing up a board last week. I almost put jackknife, the stability ball jackknife, which is the knee tuck, just to confuse you guys. What's the jackknife? I already had a nice little workout this morning. I had about, I'm going to guesstimate it was somewhere, God, it had to be a good 80, 100 pounds of ice on the chicken coop, and I clean and pressed it up and off. Yeah, that was fun. The things I do for these chickens. So we're just doing 5 of these. And again, if you're compromised anywhere, just do it unweighted. Don't worry about the row. What you can do is when you get to this position here, reach the arms straight forward, right? So it would look like this. This is what we used to call a tippy bird, right? And this, with the row, complicates things. Make sure you're getting your hip parallel to the floor. There's a tendency for the hip that's got the leg in the air to ride up. Don't let it do that. If it is riding up and you kind of level your hips out, you'll feel it. The pull goes from the outside of the leg to right down the back of your leg. That's where you want to feel this, right down the middle of your butt into your hamstrings. Side plank with a crunch, everybody can do that. If you've got some sort of an issue going on with, hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder, you can probably find more comfort on the forearm, more stability on the forearm, but the rules would be the same. Bottom leg down and back, keep that straight line and still do the crunch, okay? Either way, shoulder's always above the supporting point. Doing 8 of these on each side. And as far as the swing, a stiff leg deadlift is, or a single leg, a sumo deadlift. What I'm going for here is the one we want. And I'll show you the sumo. It was sometimes called the silverback deadlift, and sometimes called, the static stomp deadlift. But essentially, I'm trying to set this up from the side. Let me tip this one down a little bit so you can see. But the idea is you're going to put the bell actually just slightly behind you, right? Just behind your heels. Fairly wide stance. You're going to keep your eyes up on the ceiling, and I usually coach people to look at the corner, the top corner of the ceiling. So you're sitting down and back. I've got to reach back. Now, shoulders have to pull back, right? So this is really good position, but this is where that silverback thing comes from. If you look at my spine, like a board. From there, keeping the arms pinned to the ribs, come up. Simple. But notice that the bell keeps landing just behind my heels. So that's the key, is keeping the arms in tight, everything locked up. Boom. So you can try the sumos. The other exercise, it was a fun thing, but it again, if you get some wonkiness in the hips or knees, jumping isn't a great idea, but a standing broad jump. And we're doing swings and then a get up with a windmill. So 13 swings. You know, if you're using the sumo and a standard weight, go for the higher reps. If you're using a really heavy weight or what feels heavy for you, maybe drop the reps to 5 or even 8. Okay. Get up in a windmill. So each of these pauses is a chance to recover a little bit of breath, because you can pause up to 5 seconds. It may not seem like a rest, but you can kind of calm things down for a second after the swings. Remember to keep the shoulders tight, packed, not jacked. Okay. So next up we've got Cossack squats, also known as a lateral squat. The Cossack being the extreme variation. And while we've not ever loaded the Cossack squat, I've seen it done with weights, 1 or 2 kettlebells. We've even done it with weights. Oops, I did 2 of those, I don't know why. I think I owed myself one from last week. Anyway, so the Cossack, if you've got a TRX or suspension trainer or a flagpole nearby, a central beam in your house, you know, one of my clients uses one of the support posts in the basement. But you can use that because when you get to the far reaches that move, getting back up can be tricky. But the big thing, feet are forward and wide. When I come down, I'm going to my right. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to pull my toes up on the left foot, lock that knee so I can sit all the way down. Now you could hold on to a heavy kettlebell, a chair, you know, Christ, a Burmese mountain dog might help pull you back up, right? But
like this kind was just
so the lateral squat is the same, it's just not as extreme, right? So again, if you're having trouble, lateral squat would be something about like this. And from the side, what's happening is you're not coming forward, you're actually sitting back so that the knee almost doesn't move. I just push my hips back, sit, come on back up, switch sides. Nothing to do with the feet in this one. So that would be a basic lateral squat. The Cossack is verging on a single leg assisted squat, and it's a really great stretch for all the adductors, the inner thigh muscles. And it helps to work them out a little bit too. Speaking of big puppy dogs, think there was 5 of those. All right, so wild thing to remember. That's the old get up plank or the up and over with the leg. Again, just paying attention to where the shoulders are relative to the hands each time we come down. Foot flat on the floor when we reach it over. Right, so the foot up and over, flat to the floor. Maintain the plank line. Your hips should not drop or pop. It's like there's an axis going through the crown of your head and kind of coming out through your tailbone, and you're spinning your whole body around that. So straight bridges are next. And again, for most of us, this should be a good exercise. If it bothers you, let me know. Usually it's hand position, and we can adjust the hand position. There's rationales for fingers pointing one way or another. The big thing I want is get your hands flat and wide on the floor, fingers wide. Let them point in a direction that lets you do this exercise comfortably, and that means getting the shoulders back and down with locked elbows. So
It's a get up.
What's that? Straight bridge. Straight
no,
bridge before the get up.
Okay.
Straight
All
bridge.
right.
Yeah.
We're trying to see it.
It's that old exercise avoidance. I didn't see that one. I forgot that one. So that's a problem with some of these lists. I do have.
No, we're all right.
People will sometimes forget where they were, lose track. Like, did I do that? Or if they get ahead of everybody, they sometimes start guessing. You know, like I had one group, it's funny. We got the Energizer Bunny in there, and she sometimes isn't sure if she skipped over an exercise. Like, how am I so far ahead? So 13 here, I think I'm about there. And then another get up and windmill. Followed by seated leg raises. Now a seated leg raise or an L sit, fine. If you're working on the seated leg raises still, I am. I play with both. But the seated leg raise, just start moving your hands further towards your feet, closer to your feet or on the floor. Make it much harder, and you'll feel some of the fun stuff that's got me still doing that exercise. I think what I like about it is it almost feels like using rings to do an L sit. Position on the rings gets really crazy for those things. So for most of us, this should be a good one-round workout. Some may want to do 2. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good circuit. All right, 5 seated leg raises. And again, make sure the heel of your palm stays down. Pull your toes up towards your nose. Press the whole torso into the floor. Lift and hold as long as you can. We're just doing 5. Oh, here we go. All right. And some insult to injury. Some ab rollouts. Strange sound. You get 8 of these, yeah? Again, just be careful with the ab rollout. Make sure you're holding that real tight glute squeeze when you hit the apex in reverse directions. That's where people let go. Oh man, those are fun. All right. Crisp and snappy swings, sumo deadlifts, or even a simple unweighted goblet squat, basically. So just, here, make sure elbows touch knees. Make sure you're driving on these. Pop the hips and knees, lock them together real tight. Don't be afraid of it. Squeeze those muscles tight. Everything, glutes, thighs, belly. I don't think I've said this in a while, but when we do the swing, we perform the swing, right? We don't let it swing. Don't let the bell swing you. You swing the bell. In control, with force. Another get up and windmill. Oh my God, 3-in-1 workout. Ugh. Why did you do that, Stevie? Well, it fit the sequence. 1, 5, 8, 13. And it gave me 13 exercises. Just that baker's dozen Fibonacci thing. I'm gonna go past 8. I'm gonna go to 13. And on the rare crazy occasion I go past 13, next stop is 21, which almost guarantees a better part of a 40-minute workout. There was lots of research, science about how many total repetitions should be done during a workout. And, depending on the type of workout, strength, power, hypertrophy, weight loss, different. And that was the problem. Most weight loss candidates ended up doing bodybuilding workouts, which were designed to make things bigger. Oh yeah. So the video says it took 18 minutes. So shave a minute, maybe a minute and a half for some explanations, but that's a nice little, I can see wanting to do 2, but if you saw the block of ice that I cleaned, pressed, and moved, it took me several clean and press attempts because it was stuck to the tarp. Yeah. Up and over. Anyway, YouTubers, Wednesday. And like I said, if you're using the YouTube, shoot me a comment or something. Make my YouTube channel do something, or email me, say hi. Later.